Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how you doing? How's your mama? How's your family? Mine is great. How's your day going? Mine is great as well. We got What the Freak. It's up with UFC 10, Pantoja versus Asakura, rant. Got a yap session for Bedtime MMA today. We're going to see what we got to say. I'm guessing he's going to talk about the crazy prelim and the crazy main card, how we got main card fights on the prelims and prelim fights on the main card, and who the fuck is Kron Gracie. I mean, we know who he is, but why is he fighting Bryce Mitchell, who almost died? I like Bryce Mitchell, but he almost died to this man in his last fight. Why are they on the main card, and why is Nate the Train Landwehr versus Doo-Ho Choi, which will be a fun fight? I'm not gonna act like it's not gonna be a fun fight, but why is it on the main card when we have Brian Battle versus Randy Brown, Movsar Evloev versus Aljamain Sterling, hell, Joshua Van versus Cody Durden? Give it a break. We got Chase Hooper. Could have gave Chase who get down Bo Nickel main card. We could have gave Chase Hooper. I digress. Let's let Bedtime reign a little bit, and I'll react like only I can do.
What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I am here to talk about the last pay-per-view of 2024. Obviously, we are about 2 weeks away from UFC 310. Pantoja.
Not anymore, probably like 4 days.
My mortal fucking enemy.
Alexander Pantoja. He's going to be fighting Kayak Sora. This is a huge fight. There's something to this. I think this is a big fight. I think it's going to do big box office.
But no, seriously, dude. I've come around to this main event. I'm a little bit intrigued by the mystery of Kai Asakura because you guys know me. I'm the biggest casual on YouTube. So I have never seen this man fight before in my life.
It don't get more casual than me, brother.
If I've seen more footage of this man modded into UFC Undisputed 3 than I have in real life.
That's funny.
But I'm not here to talk about this main event yet. I'm not making my prediction right now. I'm here to talk about the overall card of UFC 310 because it is very good.
I got all day.
I'm very excited. Sit down, shut up, watch the fucking co-main. I'm excited about the co-main event. I don't know why Gary's the favorite.
Do we think that those odds are wrong? 100% those odds are wrong. Last time I checked, Ian Gary might have been like plus 300. These odds are wrong. UFC, you can never trust UFC's website with those freaking odds, bro. I swear. Do you reckon we see Ian Gary do the Billy Strat? Y'all let me know in the comments.
Listen, guys, I know I dropped a video saying Ian Gary, he's going to be a hard fight for Sharp Cup, but chill, Dana. Don't make him the favorite, bro. I want to make some money on this. Okay, I'm sure that's a glitch. I mean, this company only sold for what, $4.2 billion. And at the bottom of the screen, there's something that's pissing me off. Good main event, good co-main event, great featured fight, can't wait to watch it. And then I see this shit. I see fucking Kron Gracie, who literally looks homeless, on the main card of a pay-per-view in 2020, in big 2020.
It's fucking nasty work, y'all. I mean, what are we really doing? What the
24. This motherfucker is on the main card of a pay-per-view. Nate Landwehr, what are you doing here? They've cloned both of these fuckers. Nate the Train in the USA, baby. You know what I mean? They got Bryce Mitchell, brother. Why the fuck are these two on the main card? Now listen, I am not even actually against Nate Landwehr versus Doo-Ho Choi. I just want to scream for dramatic effect. But I do take a genuine issue with Bryce Mitchell versus Kron Gracie being on the main card.
You should have a problem with both. But I get the Nate Landwehr versus Doo-Ho Choi. It's going to be a fun fight, right? It's going to be a barn burner while it lasts. Well, put that damn burn on the prelims, man. Give me,
I do not want
to that matters. Okay, because the rest of these fights some of these fights on the prelims are for a ranking, and it matters. And you're saying, Cam, Bryce Mitchell has a ranking, and this is for a ranking. Kron Gracie is maybe the worst featherweight on the planet. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy as hell. But he ain't beating Farmer's strength. All right? And I don't even think he's UFC level. I'm going to leave it at that.
Hear any fake hardcores being like, dude, Kron Gracie's actually a superstar.
They don't exist.
These are the same people.
Those fans don't
that
exist.
defend Bo Nickel being on that. Dude, Kron Gracie's actually a superstar, bro. Shut the fuck up. He should not be on the main card. This motherfucker's lucky to be in the UFC. let alone
Nah,
on
he's cooking. He's cooking, y'all. He's
the
cooking.
main card of a pay-per-view. We've got great fights that could be on this main card. I mean, Nate Landwehr, Doo Ho Choi, I actually like that as an opener. I think this is going to be a great fight. I think that's going to deliver. Anthony Smith, Dominic Reyes. Come on, dude. The Dominic Reyes title run, that could be on the main card over this. We're not going to talk about Nick Diaz, Vicente Luque. Again, this UFC, you know, the company only sold for what, $4.2 billion. They can't even update the fucking website. You know, Themba Gorimbo is apparently now Nick Diaz, so
Yeah.
congratulations to him on that. I'm also literally Nick Diaz, so I can relate. But, you know, we've got Vicente Luque, who's ranked, fighting Themba Gorimbo. That shouldn't be on the main card, I agree. Brian Battle! Randy Brown. You have no idea how good of a fight this is, and you're putting fucking Kron Gracie on the main. Like, what is the actual logic of putting Kron Gracie versus Bryce Mitchell above?
That's what I'm saying, because it's like, these are the type of matchups that they put on the main card to, like, okay, Bryce Mitchell would give us a showcase. You know what I'm saying? I think Bryce Mitchell's going to look very, very dominant in that fight, but, I mean, it is Bryce Mitchell at the end of the day. I mean, who doesn't love Thug Nasty? But this is Bryce Mitchell. This is Bryce Mitchell. This is not a guy that's about to come out here and just get a KO. Watch him KO. He's not about to come out here and just start somebody and KO him. You know, he's not necessarily just going to submit somebody right out of the blue. This is Bryce Mitchell. So, not the kind of showcase, give him a showcase fight kind of guy.
Randy Brown versus Brian Battle, let alone putting it above Movsar. Excuse me, everybody. Evloev versus Aljamain Sterling, bro. Like, what is the actual reasoning behind that? I'm not even going to talk about this Chris Weidman fight, but when I look at this card all in all, it's like,
how did we get here?
Perfect sense, great fight. What the fuck is this? 36-year-old flat earther that doesn't know how to fucking strike is on the main card ahead of a title elimination bout in the featherweight division. Why is this in the middle of the fucking prelims?
Not even
That's my question for this. Listen, I can understand the logic of not putting Evloev versus Sterling as like the featured fight, or putting it on the main card because there's a potential for this to be boring. I know that people don't want to hear that, but there is a potential for... I know this is a controversial hot take. I'm known for my hot takes. This is a hot take alert. I think Evloev versus Aljo might end up being boring. Oh my god, I know, cancel the fucking channel, but, you know, I get putting it on the prelims. You gotta put these motherfuckers below Themba Gorimbo, bro. These guys are 2 fights ahead of who? Chris Weidman. Chris Weidman is 2 fights away from being above
Chris Weidman was on MSG main card. Put some respect on that young man's name.
Evloev versus Aljamain Sterling. That just doesn't make sense to me. That makes no fucking sense. Randy Brown versus Brian Battle being below. What the fuck is the fight? Kron Gracie, Bryce Mitchell. That doesn't make any sense.
That's a main
You're
card
not
fight.
making any sense, Dana. So when I look at this card, I'm very excited for these individual fights. And I'm a big believer in the bout order of a pay-per-view being meaningful, right? I hate people that matchmake cards where it's like number 3 versus number 5, number 4 versus number 7, number 6 versus number 8. That's not how a pay-per-view works, dude. You need some good shit on the prelims. You need some exciting guys opening up the card. That's why I like Landwehr versus Doo Ho Choi opening up the pay-per-view. You want to get the crowd excited. You want to start off with a bang, then maybe give them something a little bit different. Then you get the 3 most important fights.
But that bang could have been Randy Brown versus Brian Battle.
Right, like, I get that. I'm not the type of person that's just going to say, dude, the main card should be Beteja Escura, Shavkat Ian Gary, Aljo versus Evloev, Cyril Gane versus Volkov, and fucking Luque versus Gorimbo, or Dominic Reyes versus Anthony Smith. That would be a weird, goofy bout order, and I feel like that actually wouldn't create a good pay-per-view. Because...
until we watch UFC 300 and call it the greatest pay-per-view of all time.
Of the stylistic matchups. I was about to say the matchups, right? I'm pissed off. This motherfucker, Kron Gracie, should not be here. He should not be here, dude. What are you doing here? Where the fuck has this guy been? He literally showed up to UFC 288 Fight Week, beefed with Henry Cejudo, fought like an NPC in career mode that's only there to train grappling with you, and then disappeared, and now he's fighting Bryce Mitchell. I like the fight as a vacuum. Like, I'm trying to be nice because I really am excited for this card. Beteja Escura, I'm intrigued. Rachmanov, Ian Gary, this is my main event. I'm super fucking excited for this. I predicted this. Gane versus Volkov, good fight, makes sense. Bryce Mitchell, Kron Gracie. in a vacuum, I like the idea of Bryce Mitchell getting an easy comeback win where he's not going to take damage. I like that. I like Bryce Mitchell. I think he's very talented. I'm excited to see him bounce back. I want to see him fight some fun names in the division. Nate Landwehr, Doo Ho Choi, that has fight of the night potential on it. These are all great fights individually. Reyes Smith, Luke Garimbo, Evloev, Aljamain Sterling. I'm excited for literally all of these. Randy Brown, Brian Battle, but it's just the bout order that's very fucking confusing to me. And I think it's really lame and it's pissing me off. It's doing my fucking head in. And I'm sorry that I had to Volk on you, bro. I had to get my point across by Volking. I had to Volk on you to get my point across. So this is what the bout order should be. Okay, dude, let's go to the prelims. This is what it should be.
Yeah, tell me what
okay, opening up the prelims, I would have Vicente Luque versus Temba Garimbo open that because Luque's a decently big name, but he's lost a lot of his aura, lost a lot of his like
the early prelims.
Ability to fucking strike. Garimbo's gonna probably smudge it up and just wrestle him. To be honest, I could honestly see Luque winning that. But you know that's the type of fight that no one's super pumped for. Like, oh my god, I want to see this. But it's probably the least important out of all of these prelims. So I'm gonna say the prelims should be opened by Vicente Luque versus Themba Garimbo.
Excuse me,
the
guys,
early prelims, I'm completely happy with this. This is perfect bout ordering. This is perfect structuring of the pay-per-view. This is what it. This is good. Okay, this is not good. Okay, so open it up with Themba Garimbo versus Vicente Luque. God damn.
Chase Hooper should not have to fight before Michael Chiesa and Max Griffin. Maybe. Nah, this is bullshit. You're wrong. Cody Durden versus Joshua Van. Put that here. Put that at the main event of the early prelims. Okay, you take Eric Anders. You move that down to the co-main of the prelims. You move Clay Guida and Chase Hooper up. You swap Chase Hooper, Clay Guida with Michael Chiesa and Max Griffin. You swap that shit, man. And then you open it up with the Kennedy, Nezujuko, KO. Okay? Then you get to calm down with Max Griffin and Michael Chiesa. Then you come back with the Chase Hooper. He's going to run through this guy. Then you get Chris Weidman versus Eric Anders. Cool little, old head matchup. You never know what's really going to happen. Then you get Joshua Van versus Cody Durden. Banger.
This is perfect structuring of the pay-per-view. This is what this is good.
That's actually not bad, though. It's not. But, like, Chris Weidman versus Eric Anders, catch weight, 195. That has no impact on the rankings, no impact on the division. What division? You know what I'm saying? So
okay, this is not good. Okay, so open it up with Themba Garimbo versus Vicente Luque. God damn, I miss Nick Diaz, man. Oh, my God. Right? Then the second fight on the prelim should be Bryce Mitchell versus Kron Gracie. I am sick to death of these goofy fights. It's like I said about UFC 309. I'm Kenny Okoyeing right now. My fingers are just going all over the place. It's like they want the pay-per-view to go to a fucking screeching halt. It's like they're like, hold on, we're making this card too good. Let's ruin this main card with Kron Gracie. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? What are you doing? What's going through your fucking head? So the second prelim should be Mitchell versus Gracie. Let's get those two fights out of the way. Bryce Mitchell versus Gracie, Luque versus Garimbo. Get him out of the way. Second to last prelim should be Dominic Reyes versus Anthony Lionheart Smith. That's a decently important matchup. I'm predicting a Reyes win. I'm thinking it's going to be by TKO, a very dominant decision. I think Reyes is back. So Reyes versus Smith.
Being back.
That's some name value. People will tune into the prelims, go, yo, bro, these prelims are actually fire. Let's watch Dominic Reyes versus Anthony Smith. Let's watch the next fight. Then we'll go into the main card. You know what I'm saying?
Type shit.
That is how I picture it. Get the two fights out of the way that the hardcores will be like, oh, actual Luque versus Garimbo is actually a really high-level matchup. Like, put that at the start of the prelims for guys like that. Second to last prelim, let's do Reyes versus Smith. And headlining the prelims, I think Aljo versus Evloev headlining the prelims is a very good idea. Like I said, I know it's a hot take. I think it's going to be boring. I think there's no chance of a finish here unless Aljo locks up a submission, which...
I believe title eliminator fights should never be on the prelims or early prelims. That is my belief. If it is a title eliminator, barring the fact it's on a stat card like a 100 card, right? It is one of the most important fights of the night. Whether it's exciting or not, you made the matchup. Y'all got a lot. Y'all made the bed. Y'all got a lie in the UFC. I think it'll be it's probably gonna be boring, but it's not gonna help Movsar Evloev's stock. But I don't think Movsar Evloev is boring, but it's not exciting. But he's not necessarily boring. I just don't believe that one of your most important fights of the night, because it is the third most important fight on this card, top to bottom. It's a title eliminator. You have Shavkat and Ian Gary, that's number one contender. You have a championship fight, and then you have this fight, which is a title eliminator. Maybe Cyril Gane and Volkov is a bit more important, but I would beg to differ. Not with the way the heavyweight division is looking. It's looking like Alex Pereira can move up if he wants. Dana's not going to let that happen. But if he wants to, and Dana White was let him, it looked like he would be able to skip the line. So,
Evloev is very fucking good, so I don't think that's going to happen. So you're dealing with the decision
not skip
that's
the line.
very...
Not say they wouldn't deserve to move up and be champ. That's not what I mean. But,
very important. There is some room for entertainment. Like, it could be a good scramble kind of fest. I don't know. It's an important enough fight that you have to have it headline the prelims. So I think headlining the prelims should be Aljo versus Evloev, but putting them below fucking Temba Garimbo and Anthony Smith and Bryce Mitchell and Cron Gracie is just come on, dude. Like what? Like,
and Nate Landwehr, Duho Choi.
That is ridiculous.
You can say them too.
And the only thing I'd change about this main card is instead of Bryce Mitchell, Cron Gracie, two fucking homeless guys wrestling in the second pay-per-view fight of the last card of the year. That's a complete banger with all these great fights. Why don't we put together some prospects that people like watching, like Brian Battle versus Randy Brown? Imagine that main card where it starts with Landwehr versus Choi fight of the year. Then we go straight into Randy Brown getting chinned by Brian Battle. That's a fucking banger, dude. And then you get Gane versus Volkov, Rachmanov versus Gary, Pedtoja versus Asakura. That's what I think the card should be. I think you just switch those fights around just a tiny bit differently, and you're gonna get more excitement from the fans, a better viewing experience of exciting fight, important fight, exciting fight, important fight. You know what I mean, dude? I feel like sometimes, like I said, they're trying to make it. Hold on, we don't want people to have too much fun watching UFC. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, we'll open up with Randy Brown, Brian Battle, all right? And then you have to sit through Evloev Aljo. Okay, and then after you're done, maybe you're really interested in Evloev Aljo. Okay, now you have to watch Temba Garimbo, Vicente Luque. Against the fence. Then you get to watch Reyes, Anthony Smith, and Duho Choi versus Landwehr. Then you have to watch Cron Gracie, who doesn't know how to strike. But hey, after that's gone, you know what I mean? Fuck that, dude. I think if you tweak the order a little bit, we're dealing with one of the best pay-per-views of the year. This is top 3 in my opinion.
It's a great card.
Just based on the quality of the fights that I think we're going to get and the name value involved, especially on that main card, getting Rachmanov, Ian Gary, Gane, Volkov, Dominic Reyes, Anthony Smith, Evloev Aljo. We're dealing with some fucking bangers here. And I feel like if we nail down the fight order, we're going to get an even better pay-per-view. But this is just my opinion. This is me just ranting about bout ordering because this is something that I care about strongly as someone that loves matchmaking.
Could you guys imagine if the co-main and main events of Mexican Independence Day, UFC Sphere were half better than what they were as far as excitement? That would be a top 3 card because the prelims delivered. Esteban Rubovic delivered. Yasmin getting KO'd brutally. You had Norma Dumont and Irene Aldana. You had that was a Matt Edgar Chavez versus Joshua Van. I mean, it was an amazing card. Bottom all the way up until we got almost to the top, and then the co-main and main sucked all the life out of the room, and now it won't even be remembered as a card other than just, hey, O'Malley lost his belt this card, and they did the Sphere for the first time, and that sucks because those last two fights were even half decent. My top 3 cards would be UFC 300, 299, and UFC Sphere. For real though. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, share it to somebody who's looking for another MMA YouTuber to watch. I'm gonna be here. We also do live watch parties as well. We bet a little bit as well. So, hey, sounds like your cup of tea. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Help out that algorithm. I love you guys. Thank you for support. You ain't gotta go home. I just gotta get up out of here, man.